Welcome to Global World Watch. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Honda Canada is making a historic $15 billion investment in Ontario to build a complete electric vehicle ecosystem. This isn't just a factory, it's a full supply chain, EV assembly, battery manufacturing, and key materials facilities. It's one of the largest automotive investments in Canadian history, creating thousands of jobs. The project secures Honda's future in Alliston and helps Canada pivot toward clean technology. Honda partners with POSCO Future M and Asahi Kasei for battery materials, aiming for a self-sufficient EV hub in North America. This investment anchors Ontario's auto sector in the 21st century, positioning Canada as a leader in the EV revolution. But this bold vision now faces a new and unexpected threat. Honda's project now faces sudden uncertainty. Former President Trump is proposing sweeping new tariffs, 10% on all imports, and up to 100% on some foreign-built cars. This America First policy aims to reshore U.S. jobs, but it's a major challenge for cross-border projects like Honda's. Canadian-assembled cars, even with U.S. parts, could face steep taxes entering the U.S. For Canada. What was a win could quickly become a loss. Billions in investment and thousands of jobs are suddenly at risk. Can the Alliston plant stay profitable if its main export market is walled off? Honda's project is built on a modern, integrated supply chain, battery components, parts and vehicles flowing seamlessly across borders. But the supply chain doesn't stop at Ontario's edge. It depends on U.S. and global inputs. Tariffs would act like a dam, taxing every cross-border movement of parts and finished vehicles. Costs would stack up at each step, making Canadian-built EVs far more expensive. The efficiency of a North American supply chain would be lost, replaced by duplication and higher costs. Thousands of promised jobs in Alliston and beyond depend on the project's economic viability. If tariffs make exports too costly, Honda could scale back or cancel the project, devastating for workers and suppliers. The ripple effects would hit smaller Canadian companies and the broader manufacturing sector. The threat isn't just to Honda. Other global companies may think twice about investing in Canada. Why build in Canada if U.S. market access isn't secure? Investment could shift south, hollowing out Canada's industrial base. The integrated North American manufacturing platform, built over decades, is at risk. Tariffs force companies to pick a side of the border, breaking up efficient supply chains. The result: higher costs, lost jobs, and a less competitive North American auto industry. The consequences could be felt for years to come. Trump's tariffs would strain the USMCA, North America's free trade agreement. The USMCA was designed to keep auto trade flowing, with strict rules of origin for duty-free treatment. Honda's project was built to meet these rules, but tariffs could override the agreement entirely. Trump could use executive powers to impose tariffs, arguing national security or job protection. This would directly undermine Canada's climate goals. Ottawa has invested billions to accelerate EV adoption and cut emissions. If tariffs make Canadian EVs too expensive, production slows, and climate targets slip out of reach. The economic fallout would be immense. Billions in auto trade disrupted, higher costs, production delays, and lost sales. American suppliers would lose orders. Canadian plants would lose access to their main market. Everyone loses: workers, businesses, and consumers on both sides of the border. The issue is as much political as economic, testing the strength of the Canada-US partnership. Decades of cooperation could give way to competition and tit-for-tat trade wars. Canada could retaliate with its own tariffs, escalating the conflict. The result: harm to businesses, consumers, and the trust that underpins North American prosperity. The stakes are not just economic. They're about the future of the Canada-US relationship. The outcome will shape the continent's industrial and climate future. The world is watching. Canadian officials are fighting to protect the Honda investment and the broader auto sector. They're in high-level talks with U.S. politicians and industry leaders, stressing that tariffs would hurt both countries. The message: the Canada-US auto industry is a single, integrated system. Tariffs would tax American parts inside Canadian cars. Honda's project builds a secure, resilient EV supply chain for North America, aligning with U.S. goals to reduce reliance on Asia. Industry groups are mobilizing, providing data to show how deeply supply chains are intertwined. They're working with U.S. partners to present a united front against tariffs. If diplomacy fails, Canada is ready to challenge tariffs under USMCA rules, or retaliate with its own. but escalation would hurt both economies. Diplomacy is the preferred path. The hope, reason, and shared interests will prevail, protecting jobs and investment. The next few months will be critical. The tariff threat isn't just Honda's problem. Global automakers are watching closely. Companies like Toyota, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and BMW have built their North American strategies on stable, integrated trade. Now, uncertainty is making Canada and Mexico riskier places to invest. Some may pause or redirect projects to the US, chilling investment across the continent. The US might gain in the short term, but a fragmented industry is less competitive globally. Suppliers on both sides of the border would be hit. Job losses and factory closures could follow. Tariffs meant to protect US jobs could end up destroying them by breaking supply chains. The EV transition could slow, with higher prices and lower demand. Automakers may hesitate to build new EV factories, stalling innovation. Instead of accelerating the shift to clean vehicles, tariffs could keep North America stuck in the past. For consumers, tariffs mean higher prices and fewer choices. Popular models like the Honda CR-V or Civic could become more expensive or harder to find. American buyers would pay more, and Canadians could see higher prices on US imports if Canada retaliates. The future of Canada's EV industry hangs in the balance. The Honda investment was meant to spark a new era. The tariff threat puts that vision at risk, sending a chilling message to global investors. The next phase will be intense lobbying and negotiation in Washington. The outcome will shape jobs, investment, and climate progress for years. A trade war would hurt everyone. Cooperation could secure a prosperous, sustainable future. The fate of Honda's $15 billion EV dream and Canada's economic future hangs in the balance. Consumers on both sides of the border are watching, waiting to see what their next car will cost.